including some notable debuts, including his teammate Carson Wentz, his first game.
Hey.
And Jason Kelce is brought to us by Garage Beer. The garage is always open. Light beer like it used to be. Find Garage Beer at your local retailer or online. GarageBeer.com, official beer of the Kelce brothers and dads everywhere. Good morning, Jason.
Morning, Joe.
How are you, pal?
Doing great. So much better than last week. Very, very happy.
You can say that again, pal.
Yeah.
That's so true.
This is good.
We got the Eagles. We got the Edgecomb guy. Got Maxie.
Yeah, no, it was it's been a good swift turnaround for the Philadelphia sports community.
Now, with that said, Rhea, it'd be nice that the Phillies are playing Game 1 of the World Series
For sure.
tomorrow
Not, Joe.
night.
Why, Joe?
We just had to go back.
Why?
All right, we got BJ Edgecomb this weekend to watch. So Jason, one of the great debuts ever. For those that, so I always know, especially John, look, we've been doing shows where people are just not interested in the Sixers. So I want to just say this to everyone who did not watch the game last night. You missed an all-time debut.
Yeah.
He had 34 points. He had the most points ever by a Sixers rookie in a debut. He had the third most points in NBA history in a debut. Wilt Chamberlain, number 1. Some guy before Wilt, number 2. Edgecomb, 3.
And it was never, ever in doubt. It was straight out the gates, 14 points in the first quarter. He was so confident, so self-assured. It's not the type of thing that was a flash in the pan.
I agree.
This guy is going to be this.
Yeah.
What is neat about it is that many rookies sort of ease their way into it. They sort of feel their way through it.
Yeah.
And this guy, it was obvious he was ready to go.
Ruben, he
ready.
broke LeBron's record for most points in the first quarter.
It doesn't.
And by the way, then he scored
9 in the fourth.
Well, I was going to say, doing quick math, 14, 34. Then he scored 20 more.
It's a little bit of a different mindset and makeup when you can do that at that level because you're talking about the best athletes in the world, right?
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and so I'm sure Jason's seen this in the locker room and seen this happen.
Yeah.
But that's a different mindset when you can do that kind of stuff as a kid.
And Jason, you brought up something. Rhea referenced it yesterday, and it hit us a couple weeks ago when you said it. And Rhea thinks it applies to the Sixers, and I agree with her. That concept that you said Andy used to talk about, about young guys and energy. So Edgecomb's going to be providing not only skill, but enthusiasm that's going to really permeate that team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's realizing his dream. He's playing in the NBA. He's playing against guys he looked up and wanted to be for his whole life. I mean, we had Allen Iverson on the podcast this week, and he talked about just how in awe, like he realized he was in the NBA when he was standing next to him.
Jordan.
And that's all he had to say for everybody to know exactly what he was talking about, right? So there's going to be that moment for this kid, and he's out there, and to have a performance like that, his first game is incredible. So, yeah, youthful enthusiasm, huge. I don't know his personality yet, but either way, when you're that new to it, the excitement, the big kid energy is very strong for sure.
Was Carson's for you as a teammate
Absolutely.
the number one that you can remember?
I think so because there's more heightenedness when it's a quarterback, and more heightenedness when it's a high draft pick. You know, the expectations are higher, and then when it's being met and you're rolling, it's like, man, this is fun. I mean,
Touchdown on the first drive.
Yeah, touchdown on the first drive, that whole first season, and then the second season. I mean, before he got hurt, it was, we got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, or the best quarterback in the NFL, certainly the best young quarterback in the NFL. So it was, cloud 9 for the Philadelphia Eagles players up into that moment for sure.
Yeah, you guys got off to a 3-0 start that year, and then it fell apart. But initially there was that.
But we knew through those first 3 games, you could see just like the way he could throw the ball, the way he could extend plays, and all these traits, and the competitiveness, and he was having a lot of fun. Right. And I think that it rubbed off so much on all the other guys.
Yeah.
Now, we weren't there yet from a team standpoint, but
You could feel it immediately when you saw him with Carson.
Edgecomb or Carson?
Carson. I felt like when I saw Carson that Browns game, I was like, oh, this dude's got it.
Well, by the way,
immediately.
We shouldn't also forget about Jalen because while it wasn't his debut in his first start, because he had gotten a couple snaps here and there, and then played half of the Green Bay game, his first start, Jason, against the Saints was awesome also.
His was different because it wasn't the season opener,
right?
Guy that was expected to play from the moment, right? Like that was all he was playing because things weren't going well. But we were all equally excited for him because we had seen what he was doing in practice, and like I was snapping to him in 7-on-7 and watching him throw, and say this guy's got some talent now. And he went in for that Green Bay game, and it was like, man, that was awesome. We should probably keep trying to do something with that kid. But and then I think we won the Saints game.
Saints
the next
game.
game.
That's right.
And that was kind of the end of everything after that. But that was another rejuvenation moment for sure.
Well,
for sure.
It was so exciting. We had stars in our eyes. We felt like the sky was the limit. I feel like the floor is so low, conversely now, this season with Toth at center, that I don't have any faith that this offensive line is doing its job when it looks the way, it has recently. And when the stat was crazy. There was 1 yard before contact for Saquon in this last game.
Yeah.
1 yard.
Are you saying the whole game, John?
For the whole game.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Against the Vikings. So coming from a place where we were once, where Saquon was gaining 3.8 yards per carry before being touched. That was last season. The rest of the backs were 3.9 yards per carry before being touched. And now this last game against the Vikings, we got 1 yard prior to being touched the whole game. It feels like such a major difference. And I know it has to start up front, and I know that the offensive line has been so beat up. How bad is it?
Yeah, the 1 yard being touched is all. Whenever you're getting hit that early, it's offensive line or blocking related, right? Unless you are just saying like the worst play possible, but that isn't. I mean, even that doesn't hold up over a whole game, right? I thought they started out really well in the game. I thought they started out with like 8 of 12 of their first plays in the first drive or runs. And they were actually pretty effective. Then Cam went down and kind of started falling apart quite a bit. And I think that that's kind of been the way the whole season has been for the offensive line to date. I think that if you look at what happened with Andy's last year here, with a lot of part of why Doug ended up leaving, when the offensive line gets banged up, it's really, really hard to replace those guys, especially when you're used to operating with perennial All-Pro and Pro Bowl caliber guys the way we have for such a long time with Jeff Stoutland and the Philadelphia Eagles. Landon obviously was playing banged up. I actually think Landon looks back to the way he was playing before earlier in the season. I think you've seen that. The game before he went down with the ankle injury, I saw him redirecting and moving and playing back to his old self. Then he got the ankle injury. Then this last week, I thought he played really well.
Do we need Landon to be moving to center and have someone else to come in and be the guard on whichever side?
Yeah, I think that's always an option because he's done both. In my opinion, you get more out of Landon at guard. Now, if center can't get figured out, and I don't know what the status is of Cam Jurgens, obviously they drafted Drew Kendall, right? They signed this Willie Lampkin kid from the Rams. So there's a lot of options at the center position. I don't know where they're at from like a health standpoint and what they'll do this week. But I do think Landon, he can play center. But because of his mass and his size, you affect more in the running game with the type of player he is at a guard position. So I'd prefer him to play guard. Now, they just signed Sua Opeta. I don't know if he's ready to go, and Sua's played a lot of good football for the Eagles before.
Oh, great.
Matt Pryor has played a lot of really good football at guard. He obviously didn't do great at tackle earlier this year, but I think that they're figuring that out. I'm actually optimistic once these guys get healthy that it will get sorted. I think the tight end position has been doing better as of recently in the run blocking category. We have my man Fred Johnson out there as an extra tight end a little bit, which I'm always in favor of getting more fat guys out on the field if you want to get the run game going.
Yeah, they were nine snaps with extra fat guys.
That's right. Big Fred Johnson. So, I mean, I get the concern. The good side is, to me, if these guys do get healthy and when they get healthy, I think that we're going to be back to having one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. I know Tyler Steen and Mekhi Becton are very different body types. I think Tyler Steen has actually played pretty decently for the most part. I don't think he's been a major issue of what's been happening. I think that it's more been collective issues, penalties, and then guys banged up. And I think once that gets sorted, and I think also as a team, they're really finding what works for them. I think
great.
That first drive, they did a lot more under center. They're doing the RPOs still at times. They did the under center play actions. Everybody's been calling for them. They finally did them. So I think that I'm actually optimistic about the offensive line moving forward.
All right, let's get a lot of calls in here. Obviously, Eagles and Giants in 3 days, the Bryce Harper stuff. What do you make of that? And really, the story of the day, VJ Edgecomb. And we shouldn't forget about Maxey, because it's not often you get a 40-point game and you're, the leading scorer, but the second headline. Actually, I'll put the headlines this way. Headline 1, VJ Edgecomb. Headline 2, Sixers beat the Celtics. Headline 3, someone scored 40 points, and isn't headline 1 or 2. Maxey was great, the Sixers were great, and Edgecomb, as a rook, in Game 1 scoring 34. Oh, man. Let's go to the phones.
Embiid's not any of those highlights.
You're right.
How about that?
Although he is headline 4, that it was not good.
That was what I was thinking, exactly.
You're right, James, because that is notable. He did not play well, did not play in the fourth quarter. It was notable that they did not have him jump the ball at the start of the game. I think it was pretty clear he was trying to watch it with jumping, the leaping, the landing. So they're going to have to work through that, as we kind of thought they would. But, to be all that we hope they can be, they got to get the big guy going. Let's go to the phones, but the Edgecomb thing, phenomenal. Eagles, Shirley on the phone right now. Shirley, good morning.
Oh, my goodness. Good morning, family. First of all, let me say hello.
Hi, Eagles, Shirley.
Hello. Listen, John, Rhea, Richie, listen, Joe, listen, oh, my Rube. I got to say this last one for
What up, Eagle Shirley?
I love you all. Man, listen, I love you all so much. Listen, I got my blue and black on, ride or die for my Sixers. Listen, let me say something to the Philadelphia 76ers organization first. So I normally buy season tickets, like partial, this, that, and the other. Last year I had my 10 little packets going well, and then, what happened. And then I said, oh, no, I'm not going to buy no more. Then I said, well, wait a minute, the draft is coming. So when the draft came and they drafted VJ, who I wanted, I was excited. Then I'm watching the summer games. Then I'm watching the preseason games. So every time I watch something, I'm getting more amped up. So now I got my little 8-package, flex games. I'm all excited. I'm all in Philadelphia. Listen, if you're a sports fan of your team, please, they're going to go through ups and downs. But the team that was on the floor last night, if y'all did not watch that Boston Sixers game that we beat Boston in their hometown, which was their home opener, I'm sorry, y'all. No replays can do justice to what you would have seen
I agree.
live in person. I'm telling you. Oh,
Shirley, I agree. There's no way. Shirley, the only comparison I feel I can give that'll work for people that missed it. If people are old enough to remember when Charlie Gardner had his debut in '94 with the Eagles, it was like that. It was like, holy hell, this is unbelievable. I mean, it just, and by the way, Shirley, I'll give you a prediction. Based on so many people likely missing the game last night with disinterest because of the Sixers' malaise, I think they're going to have a ton of people watching Game 2. And they deserve to. And by the way, they're going to have a ton of people at Game 2 when they play at home.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm already there. Me and my son and Grant, we got the tickets way before in advance to be there to support our Sixers. But Jason Kelce. So I was at the Chiefs Eagles game this in September, and I saw your garage complete full video.
Okay.
And let me tell you, when I said I had my popcorn ready, I know you can prepare for an acting job. You cannot tell me you are not getting ready to start acting, Jason.
Oh yeah, no, I got enough on my plate right now.
Friends with Leonardo DiCaprio now, may as well, right?
That's great. All right, Shirley, give us an answer in honor of Edgecomb. Give us a 7.
I got one, but I want to say welcome back to BG. And
yes.
I can talk more, but I want to get off. I'm too excited, y'all. So I wasn't going to, what, James, I wasn't going to do it, right? But I do have a 7. How about, wait a minute, the song, 7 Swans Are Swimming.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. I just thought of a dirty 7. A horrible 7.
I'm surprised it took you this long.
It took me an hour and 46 minutes.
Is
Just
like a biblical 7?
no, it's you got him, Jason. So it's not as dirty as it could be. But I'm just going to take it off the board so it can't win.
Cool.
Brady's 7 rings.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Yeah, it's
Not dirty.
It's not
That's
dirty.
a bad one.
Would have been 8 if not for Jason Kelce. Hey, how about this?
Jason, he loves Tom Brady, by the way.
Yeah.
Sure.
How
Very
about this?
annoying.
Would have been 8. Might have been 8, if not for Brandon Grimm. Let's listen to BG. He's obviously back. He met with reporters yesterday. It was interesting. It was not at the podium. Ruben, we were talking about this before you got in here.
Yep.
Our assessment was the Eagles maybe wanted to downplay the BG thing a little bit and not podium him. You know, like they didn't put him at the podium, where normally I think something like that would be a podium press conference.
Right.
Putting him at the locker, kind of a gaggle with reporters. Do you surmise that's their way of saying, like, don't expect him to
keep the
save
expectations down. Yeah, he's not going to save the season.
Right.
But I think he's going to create a presence in there, and Jason knows this better than anybody else, but he's going to create a presence in there that's different, and they probably need a little mojo
I
jump.
agree. Yeah. Let's listen to BG yesterday, and then we'll get Jason's assessment. He talked about his readiness to get in there and play. Here's what Brandon said.
There's being in shape and there's football shape. How long does it take to get in football shape?
Well, you know what, man? I don't feel too far off, honestly, because I've been training like just like my whole training camp for the past 2.5, 3 months, and I feel good. Just feel like now it's just about trying to be able to talk my trash and work out at the same time. So today was kind of like, after like 4 plays, I was like, oh yeah, let me get out, tap my head. It's over with.
Got to get his vocal cords going.
That's funny.
So good.
It
You
is
excited,
hard.
Jason?
It is really hard to actually talk and yell and perform at the same time. Like it's an additional layer of fitness.
Like you're on the stage singing or something like that,
Yeah.
dancing. Yeah.
I always felt like the guys that talked the most trash had the least to think about before the play. Like I'm like, you guys just have nothing going on your side of the ball. I'm trying to figure out what's happening over here, and they don't give a crap.
You had way too much.
Yeah.
going on, man.
I would
The
love to talk
center,
trash.
Oh my gosh.
When I played linebacker, there's a lot more trash talk, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm super excited. I think Brandon has meant a lot to this organization and to the team for a long time, and clearly he still wanted to play, and he feels like he can, and I can't wait to see what it looks like and to see how it affects the team. I think, Jalyx Hunt had a really good game last game. They got Nolan Smith coming back. I know the edges have been a concern, and I think Brandon offering more depth there in whatever capacity they're going to have him playing is only good for the Philadelphia Eagles this season, especially if he stays healthy. And I agree with the sentiment around at the locker. Like I think you can't overstate it and overdo it. And I think that this specific thing, because Brandon is so beloved, has the chance of developing into that from a fan base and a hype level. And I think that you have to weather that. And I thought it was smart by the Eagles, and I think Brandon handled it well, like he always does. And I'm excited to see him against the Giants this week if he plays. I don't even know.
If he plays, yeah.
I don't know how that works. I know that if you sign a guy, there's like that hasn't been playing, isn't there like a normal ramp-up period? But
so they gave the Eagles a 2-week period to add him to the 40-man or the 53-man.
The league does, James?
Yeah, the league. Roger Goodell gave them a 2-week exemption to allow him to ramp up. Was what happened.
The Graham exemption.
So wait,
that's
so
kinda cool.
Seltzer, what does that mean? Does that mean he can play this week?
He's allowed to play. He can play whenever he wants. The point is they don't have to make a roster move to add him to the active roster for 2 weeks if they don't want to. So theoretically, they don't have to add him this week if they don't want to, but they can.
Meaning they don't have to cut someone if he doesn't play.
That's the point. They don't have to take someone off the 53-man. Is my point.
Interesting. I've never heard of such a rule.
that.
That's
I wish I had that when we brought Pedro Martinez around. I thought that would have been nice to have that one.
right.
I would love to have had that.
You going to kick someone off in September or
exactly.
August?
Yeah, just take my time.
Rue better go to someone in August and say, you're off the team, bub. All right, 215-592-9494. Edgecomb from the Bahamas. Our caller, Winton, calling from the Bahamas. What's up, Winton?
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
I mean, we're excited.
You? How's Bahamas doing?
Yeah, what's the weather like down there right now?
I don't know if I'm a psychic or whatever, but the first time I called this week from the Bahamas, VJ goes off last night, I don't know what to say.
I'll tell you what, I think it's a bigger deal in the Bahamas than Ohtani in Japan. I think that's where we are. Bigger deal. It's our deal.
The entire country is so proud of VJ. I mean, for being drafted, number 3, and what he did last night, making history. Like, we are so proud of him and just ecstatic.
That's awesome, man. God, that's
so
great.
Awesome.
So cool.
So cool.
That is awesome.
So, yeah, because, I mean, we had a few Bahamians already, like Michael Thompson, Buddy Hield, Eric Gordon, who's on the roster right now. Kai Jones had a cup of tea last year, so I guess we're making some moves there. I have something in the water, I guess.
Yeah, something in the water.
Plenty of water.
Yes, probably
plenty of water, plenty of vitamin D available.
By the way, probably cleaner water than the Schuylkill, if I'm taking a guess.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it. Yeah, I would say.
And I can't wait to watch him because I'll be flying in town. I've been coming to Philadelphia every year since 2017. My first to watch the Eagles play. Oh, wow. And I'll be in town for the Black Friday game this year versus the Bears. So, nice. And I think that we play the Hawks the same weekend, so I'll be catching VJ there as well. So that's awesome. Be great, man.
And you know what he'll do next to Trey Young? He'll dunk on his head. Unlike Ben Simmons basketball. All right, Wynn, I need an answer from you, buddy. Give us a notable 7.
I got a quick question for Jason because I heard you guys talk about Carson just now in terms of how he was game 1. He knew he was the real deal. But, Jason, could you name a rookie that when you saw them, I guess, the first time in practice doing drills, you looked and you was like, yeah, he's the real deal. Could you think of somebody off the top of your head?
Well, Carson comes to mind immediately. The other guy is probably Jalen Carter. I mean, you knew right from the first one-on-one session, basically. I mean, even shaking his hand. You shook his hand. It's like, this guy's hand feels like a boulder. That's a good sign.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
I think I'm trying to think of offensive linemen. You kind of saw the traits with Lane, but he was still developing. Mulata, you didn't know if it was ever going to pan out, quite frankly. Who was another rookie that right away?
So you didn't play with Quinyon and Cooper, so they would have probably been.
Yeah, but it's hard because you need to play a position where it flashes really quickly, and a lot of times at DB, you're covering the guy, but it's not as big of a flash. I think Devontae, you certainly saw the immediate ability to run routes and the smoothness in which he ran, which you liked, but. There's something about seeing a defensive end getting into practice and just ruining the practice as a rookie or a defensive tackle. It's like, okay, we got somebody here, right? Or a quarterback getting in right away and leading your team to victory against the Browns. Which
sure.
I know that I remember that game very fondly from Carson's perspective. But I still remember it too negatively for me selfishly. It was my worst game of my career.
Oh, really?
I played absolutely terrible, but we were having fun.
And you won, right? You won the game.
I'm getting my butt kicked, but Carson is balling out, so this is good. And then now those are probably the two. Those would be the two I would name. And
when I think of overall NFL history that I've seen, so not Eagles per se, the two best I remember in NFL history as rookies were Randy Moss and Javon Curse.
Yeah.
I mean, John, that was right in your wheelhouse.
Randy Moss was my year. We were both 98, and we played in Minnesota, I think, that year. And he was so unstoppable. Seeing him in that capacity, from that moment
he was
on,
unbelievable.
I was positive that he was the best wide receiver I had ever seen to that point in my life. And then I went and I played with Tim Brown for a long time, played with Jerry Rice for a long time, and I do believe Randy Moss was the best wide receiver I ever saw play football.
Wow. All right, Wynn, give us an answer.
Say it, Micah Parsons is kind of like that, too.
Yeah, Parsons,
immediately.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. Wynn, I need an answer, my man. A notable 7.
7 Wonders of the World.
Oh, that's a big one.
Great answer.
That's a big answer.
Jeez.
All right, let's put Jason on the spot. Jason?
Yeah, good luck.
7?
Yeah, you were in school at some point. The 7 Wonders of the World.
Are we going ancient or modern?
Yeah, we're going whatever you got.
How do you know?
Just asking that question is a good sign right there. That is a good sign right there.
By the way, James, start looking up the list because I sure as hell don't know.
So I know 2 of the ancients.
Well, there's the Babylon one that doesn't exist anymore.
Correct.
Most of them don't exist anymore, right?
Yeah, the library.
All of them. I think all of them don't.
Gardens.
Babylon, yeah.
That's
the
the pyramids are one.
Yeah,
they
that's still
exist
one.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay,
Library
Pyramids.
of Alexandria.
That was the other I could name. Yeah,
I would not have gotten that one.
Is the Great Wall of China?
Great Wall of China.
Is that-
I don't think that is one. I'm looking at it.
Colossus of
That's
Rhodes.
crazy. How's that not one?
Colossus of Rhodes is another.
Believe
Rich
it,
is
or not,
nailing these.
believe it or not, I think it's too modern. Like they
Yeah.
call it like the modern, but like all of this stuff is like even before the Great Wall. Maybe the Great Wall was one. I don't know.
So it was not. It was not. So no, Atlantis was not. There are
a bunch of, like,
three that haven't been mentioned so far.
What's the statue that
Yes,
was like in the middle?
it's the statue of
Colossus of
Zeus
Rhodes.
at Olympia. Nice job.
This is telling us
So there are
we're
two
not
more
very
that you
educated.
guys just aren't going to get. So I'll say it: the
Yeah.
Temple of Artemis at Ephesus,
Yep.
Okay.
and the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus.
Okay.
Canarsis.
Well, I give Jason credit, and I give John credit.
Yeah,
Both
that
of
was
you-
a good. That was
Yeah.
good
both of
work
you
there.
did
Yeah.
pretty good right there.
Those are the ancient or the modern ones?
Those are the ancient ones. Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I was like, what's more ancient than the
Modern.
All right, let's get to VJ Edgecomb. He said a lot after the game, and everything he said I loved. Everything. And everything he did on the court last night I loved. He scored the third most points in a debut in NBA history. He also did something else that you're going to hear contained in the question. Listen to his reaction finding out what he did.
He also had the most first quarter points in NBA history for a debut, 14. LeBron had 12. Like, to be game one mentioned with LeBron, Will, what does that mean? How do you process that?
You know, it's amazing. I must say, it's amazing. I mean, but, you know, I have hopefully, man, God's going to have a long career ahead of me. You know, and that's what matters most, man. Longevity, you know, knowing LeBron, who's been there for 20-plus years. You know, I'm hoping I can do that one day, you know. But just come and put in work. But, like, it feels great to have my name mentioned, LeBron name. But, you know, credit to Bron and credit to my teammates for passing me the ball.
John, there's always been a humility to Maxey, and I sense a similar humility with Edgecomb.
Wow.
And it's going to play so well around here.
I guess we'll find out. We'll see. This is day
He said the
one.
right things, man.
He did say the right
things.
I
And
credit
did the right
my
thing.
teammates for passing me the ball is a little bit, Freddie Mitchell in some ways.
Come on.
I'm
Wow.
just saying. I love Freddie Mitchell, but I credit my teammates for passing me the ball. I thought that was funny.
Confidence right there.
It is confidence. He didn't thank his hands the way
No.
Freddie did.
What's the significance with the jersey number?
I don't know.
Like, there's got to be something, right? Like, nobody in basketball ever just picks that number.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We'll soon find out at some point.
Luka is 77.
Oh,
So
okay.
He
Could
must
be.
be a
All right.
Luka fan.
Could be. All right, well, we're looking for notable sevens. Probably the seven wonders of the world. Probably the best answer we've gotten so far. Ray Bork as a 77 was said. The seven dwarfs was a great answer. And by the way, John, the 007 James Bond answer. could
Yeah,
win.
that's up there.
That's
I
big
hadn't thought
also.
of that.
All right, there are some big sevens out there, so think about it and let us know a notable seven in honor. And you can win Bryan Adams tickets. All this in honor of VJ Edgecomb, number 77. Jason with us in studio, 215-592-9494. It's 94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia as we broadcast today from the Tasty Cake studio. We also give away tomorrow on the show tickets to the Eagles-Giants game, which is happening on Sunday. You got to know the name I'm about to say, and with this name, you can win the tickets tomorrow. Let's crank up another name.
And the name is...
All right, the name is Brian Dawkins. Now, let me ask the question.
B-Doc.
B-Doc! So, know the name Brian Dawkins tomorrow, and with that name, you can win tickets to the Eagles-Giants game.
Courtesy of NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy.
All right. Yeah. If you notice, there's been a theme this week, and the theme is notable contributions by Eagles players in Eagles-Giants home games. I asked the room, what moment stands out to you with Brian Dawkins at home, whether it was the Link or the Vet, against the Giants? Because I think there is one that stands out, and I'm curious if you guys remember it.
I always think of the Algie Crumpler play. with
Correct.
Atlanta.
It's the only hit that may have been a better hit than he put on Crumpler.
Wow.
He took out Ike Hilliard one time.
Oh, yeah, I do remember
You
this
remember
now.
that?
Yes, now I do, yeah.
It might have been a better hit than the Crumpler hit. Anyway.
The Crumpler hit was
The Crumpler hit was something. Anyway, B-Doc, one of our favorite Eagles of all time. Know Brian's name tomorrow when we give you the cue to call, which will be right at this time tomorrow, 8 o'clock on Friday, leading into every Eagles home game. We love giving these tickets away. In this case, the Eagles and the Giants. So know the name Brian Dawkins tomorrow. Be ready to call. So, Jason, the Giants are clearly better. I mean, there's no question with Dart and Scadaboo, they're better. Are they much better Because I kind of think they are.
No, they're definitely much better than what they have been, no question, even to start the season. And they're better because they're getting more production out of those two positions. But they're also just playing with an edge and an attitude right now. And, they got the wind taken out of their sails a little bit the last game, but they're going to be looking to rebound from it quite a bit. I really, I was hoping that, some of this energy would fade out, or, maybe this was a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not phony, but, a little bit of like, playing it up. I think this is the way these guys are, man. The more they do it and the more they replicate it every single game. And there's a lovable nature to it, as much as I hate to say that as an Eagles fan. Like, I really respect a running back that's willing to have complete disregard for his own self.
He does.
Yeah, I agree.
I would love this guy if he was on our team,
right?
But I despise the way that he's motivating those guys.
For
like,
sure.
I despise Jackson Dart and his youthful exuberance. Both these guys, they're not supposed to be motivating the team.
Does it irritate
get
veterans?
Seen and
Jason?
not heard.
When stuff like that happens, does that irritate veterans on the other team?
It just depends on how it
doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It's like a weird thing.
Clearly, this doesn't look like it's irritating the veterans over there, which tells you something about it.
Well, I
right?
meant on the Eagles and the other teams. I mean, like the Broncos, they just played.
No. I think that you want to test them. Like, I saw a great DeMario Davis from the Saints. Had some awesome little sound bites on Scattaboo, and he's like, and they were going at it in the game, and he came out of it with how much respect he had. That the dude just kept coming and didn't care. And I think that you earn respect with how you play the game.
Yeah.
You can talk as much as you want, and that might irritate people coming into it, and the attitude and the energy might rub people differently. But at the end of the day, when you play with reckless abandon, when you play with a competitive edge to win it, and when you see how it's invigorating the other team, it doesn't matter how old or young you are. I think as a player and a competitor, you respect that to a degree.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I take away that I think is frustrating as an Eagles fan, that they're really playing like a team right now. Now, they've collapsed against Denver, but they beat them for the vast majority of that game, and that was a fluke ending if you really think about it. So I think that this team is much better than they have been. I clearly have been proven wrong. I think the last time we played them, my exact expectations for the game for them was pretty much nothing offensively.
I remember that, yeah.
And they've made me those words as well as many others. I mean, Dart is a very good player. He can get out of the pocket. He can scramble. He can make first downs with his legs. He can extend plays. He can make off-schedule plays. And he's got the desire. He's got the will to win right now. And him and his buddy Cam both have it. So the Eagles are going to have to come in here at home and really get out to a fast start and try and weather that onslaught of energy that they're playing with right now.
I agree.
And I think, for the record, I do think they will do that. I do think having Jalen Carter back in front is going to make a huge difference. Having Quinyon on the back end is going to be a big deal. Nakobe last week coming in, playing well. We already talked about Jalyx Hunt. Had a really good game this last week. So I think they come in there, they punch him in the mouth, and it's going to be a battle. But I like our chances for sure.
I'll say this, because obviously, we're all rooting against the Giants, but rookies can change teams. And, obviously Washington's quarterback did that for them last year. While Quinyon and Cooper would have been on a good team anyway, they took them up to a higher level last year. And it looks to me like these two Giants, and I think the general managers in football look foolish. I mean, John, Scattaboo led the league and led the NFL and led the college football in rushing last year. Everyone passed on him for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So, they look like players to me.
Backs are so undervalued to begin with. And
he doesn't fit any of the modern metrics for what make a great modern back.
True,
people are picking running backs that are great out of the backfield. They can pass catch. They can do all this. They're running great times. But the thing that they still can't evaluate as well in the draft is how much heart does a guy have? How much will does a guy have to continue to go?
Yes.
And this guy certainly seems like he has that in spades. I mean, I hope it lasts a while for the kid. It's going to be hard playing a long career like that. But the other thing, you mentioned how much a rookie can change it. The big one is at the quarterback position, because when you don't have a signal caller, when you don't have a guy there that is at all giving you optimism or hope going into the game, it really rubs off on the rest of the team. And it makes you frustrated as a player. When you have a guy that's at the helm that has energy and you have belief in, that 1,000% invigorates the team in a way that no other position a guy playing well does. And they have that right now in this kid.
All right, here's my summation as a Philadelphia sports fan. Enough of the Giants' praise. Seltzer, let's talk about BJ Edgecomb. James, for those that haven't heard you yet on Edgecomb, take the audience inside your mind and how excited you are.
I went into yesterday. I was the only person on this panel that said they weren't excited for Sixers season. And this dude got me excited last night by himself. It felt like he was a 5-year vet out there. It felt like he was a 27-year-old or something out there. He's 20 years old. Yeah. And the athleticism, the ability, how much better a shooter he is already from what we expected. It's unbelievable. Honestly,
It actually is unbelievable.
It feels like we don't get nice things with the Sixers.
Yeah.
Like, this is an awesome thing happening for us. I can't believe it.
It could really elevate
the whole thing. It could change everything moving forward.
It could.
Like, the Embiid and George contracts are a serious issue.
Yeah.
But the future, all of a sudden, seems much brighter than it has been in a long time.
All right, Ray, let's start looking forward to when Embiid and George's contracts are done and they start recruiting free agents.
No, what James?
In 37 years.
Yeah, well, we have Bob Myers now, so maybe things could work out differently. I'm watching it, and I was texting with James because I was actually excited, which was shocking to all of you people before the game.
All of the Delaware Valley, not just us.
I don't express a lot of optimism when it comes to them. But then I sat down and I'm looking at Embiid play 5 minutes, and I started to get annoyed, and I actually
I got the text.
He got the text. And then I went, why am I getting annoyed when I'm watching this?
Mm-hmm.
It's too much fun. So I said, you know what? I don't need to be annoyed by him. I've been annoyed by him for 6 years.
Yeah, no, I get it. If you missed it, Embiid was not good last night. He played, but was not good. They didn't play him in the fourth quarter. Obviously, he's still ramping up. So a little leeway there, but, it was
all the stuff
concerning.
we were told in the offseason, he's ready to go, he looks good, blah, blah, blah. It didn't look that
Not
And
true.
the biggest issue is that it felt like the attitude from Embiid. Like, he was, it felt like classic, like, not in a good
I didn't
mood.
think so.
Mopey mope.
Dude, I thought
saw
he was
him bend
moping.
over. First whistle,
And
he was bending over.
There was
I saw
no
that.
energy, no effort. Like, he wasn't defending the pain at all. Like, it was...
He was a step
I
slower
was
on
incredibly disappointed with Embiid.
By the way,
after
John,
the preseason
I
game.
did like Lowry as the vet. He was working the refs a couple times. He's
Dude.
talking to the young guys.
He's great with that.
I was impressed by that. Very impressed. All
And
right.
Jason, you asked a question on why he picked 77. Very in-depth reason. All the other numbers were taken.
That's my favorite reason for ever picking a number.
That's classic.
Yeah.
All right, so VJ Edgecomb, everyone's reaction to it. Coming up, more of what he said after the game. Baldy on the Eagles' run game.